Here's the deal. You're going to run this business completely debt-free.
No, he is not qualified to run a business. When you make these types of decisions, this tells me you do not know how to run a business. That's what it tells me. It doesn't tell me, oh, please start all over and let's do it again. Welcome back to the Computer Deck family. All right, we're going to listen to a show from Ramsey. It ran earlier today. I'm telling you, I am on top of it. Family. We're going to listen to a show that ran earlier today titled, I've Put Myself into a Pickle, Filed Bankruptcy. So let's figure out what the tea is and let's go ahead and spill it. Thanks so much for being here with me this evening.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I just kind of got myself into a little bit of a pickle and trying to, entertain different ideas of how to get myself out here.
Okay.
So I got myself a HELOC back in, good old days of 2020 with the good rates.
Home equity line of credit. He basically took out a loan against his house. So in other words, if he doesn't pay the loan, the pickle is they can come take his house.
I got my house loan down to 2.375 on a 20-year loan. We only have 16-year loan left. But my HELOC is now sitting at $100,000 at 9.5%.
Oh, where's my fan? Oh, woo. Okay. All right. So that's not a pickle, family. That is not a pickle. All right. Let me just, hold on. I just, that little part, I got to play that again. Hold up, family.
But my HELOC is now sitting at $100,000 at 9.5%. So what I've done with that was I actually quit my job and kind of started up my own thing, doing a service company.
Oh, family! I know this involves real lives, but this is delicious tea tonight. Well, this isn't exactly tea, but close up. Oh, so he had a HELOC, took it for $100K. Now, this is where I need my family. All right. I believe a HELOC is a variable rate. It's adjustable. So we got it initially for something like around 3%. I'm rounding off numbers here, but now he says it's like 9,000. It's like 9%. And he says it's only for 16 years. Only for 16 years? That's a long time in my book. Only 16 years. That's quite a chunk of time. And then he said he decided to do his own thing. What does that mean, family? What does that mean? Of course, self-employment. He quit his job and became self-employed. We're going to do it, family. We're going to do it right now. Let us go ahead and let us pour that tea. Always so refreshing. So he had a job. After he put his house up on the chopping block with a HELOC, he said, I think now would be a good time to quit my job and become self-employed. Now, we all know, if you've watched, 5, 6, 7 videos, I will not get involved with a person who is self-employed. This is the reason. There are so many reasons, but this is one of them. And I have dealt with that partner years ago that literally quit their job and said, well, I've quit my regular steady job and I am now self-employed. That's all I'm going to say about that. I won't get involved with someone who is self-employed because of experience, my personal experience in a couple of relationships. Oh, wow. Okay, well, let's continue pouring.
So I took some of that HELOC to help me get started with that business. And the business has been going for about 2 years now. We kind of, we're plateauing because of this interest rate. I'm paying, almost $900 a month in interest only on that HELOC.
Oh, jeez. Oh, this, guys, I'm telling you, this 900. Jamie, one of my sidekicks and gal pals, Jamie, I'm writing numbers down. Okay, can you guys see this? That artificial intelligence background. Okay, $900 a month in interest only. Now, Who wants to be married to this? See, on those moments where I think to myself, Carrie, you are being selfish. You are not giving self-employed people a chance. No, I'm not. Because very, very few people make it are self-employed successfully. Now, I am going to attach at the end, family. I'm going to attach a video I did just the other day. It is about a man who is self-employed successfully. Probably, I think in almost 600 videos I've done, a lot of them on Dave Ramsey. He is the first video call that I've heard so far where he's actually successful. And here's the kicker. It wasn't him that was calling in. It was his employee calling in because employee wants to get a bonus.
So what I've done is
the employee wants a bonus, and the employer, the self-employed person, is not giving them a bonus this year. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but it's a wonderful video. So I'm going to attach that at the end. And that is a person, again, he's not the actual one who called in, but the video was delicious also. Okay, so this very successful self-employed person is deciding not to give out bonuses. But that is a rare self-employed person, in my opinion. Okay, this dude here, basically, no, not basically, this caller here put up his house so he could become self-employed. Carelessly, in my opinion, took out a HELOC. Why do I think that's careless? Because he put his roof on the chopping block. He put his shelter, which means he did not have the funds to be self-employed. He takes out this HELOC, and I'm going to assume because it's variable or whatever, okay, variable or not, it doesn't matter. It's nearly $1,000 a month in interest. This is not a little pickle. This is called, we could wind up losing our home. Again, this is why I sleep better at night, not being involved with self-employed people.
Reached out last year to a capital with a credit kind of type of company. You know, they got me about $50,000 in credit cards through the business. We did a balance transfer at 0%.
Jeez, the tea, family, the tea is hot tonight. So that's how they did. That's probably how they got the HELOC. $50,000 in credit cards for this business. Okay, family, here is the bottom line. He didn't, and we already knew this, and I think I already said it. He did not have the money to start a business. See, here's the thing. So many people go, oh, you know what? I'm going to start a business. They have no plan. They have no budget. They have nothing. So they take all the assets that they do have and all the assets that their significant other has, married or not married, you know, maybe you're living together, whatnot. But they take all the assets. And just like a drug addict, I'm not saying they're a drug addict, but just like a drug addict, they will drain every account dry to conduct their what? Hobby. It's a hobby. It is not a business.
You keep thinking debt is the next answer to get you out of debt. You understand that?
I know. You're correct. Yeah, and I got to get out of this cycle before, you know.
So what is your next step? If you didn't call today, what were you about to do?
Take out a second mortgage, another HELOC.
Get another credit card and transfer more over, trying to keep that repetitiveness, unfortunately. I've tried to look around to see small business loans are even higher percentage than my HELOC.
Josh.
Gee, oh, family. Look, we are kind. We are a kind and compassionate channel. But dang, sometimes stupid. Oh, I mean... this guy is the Ferris wheel of, well, this debt's big, so we're going to take out a bigger debt to take a bigger debt. So help me if he's married. This is what I don't want to be a part of. So I appreciate the entrepreneurial spirit, but it is my experience that this is how most entrepreneurs, you know, I have a business, this is how they operate. And in my case, you know, my income was a lot of the backbone of the business. In other words, remove my income and the business was going to flop. Remove a portion of my income, there just wouldn't be enough. The business could not sustain a living on its own. And to me, if you are having to take out all this debt, you're not running a business. You're just running a super expensive hobby. I mean, I have my little YouTube channel, as you know, and I do spend, money on it. Not tons, but I do spend money on it, new graphics, lighting, yada, 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 okay? But do you think I'm going to go out and drop 50 grand, and then when that doesn't work, I'm going to take out a HELOC against this little condo that I have, okay? No, I'm not going to do that. I also have a general rule about debt. All right. And my general rule is this. I'm comfortable with debt that I could pay off in 90 days. If I could pay, and we're talking, to me, that is a significant debt, a debt that I could pay off in 90 days. Okay. Aside from something medical. Medical, we do whatever we got to do. All right. But we're just talking basic consumer debt. 90 days. If I can pay it off in 90 days, which for me, in essence, is about 3 paychecks. Because my car is my Corolla hybrid that is almost paid off. It should be hitting right in the month of December. I was hoping to pay it off in November, but I had some hobbies, not business. I had some hobbies that I wanted to work on. So I decided to do that and push the last payment into December. But folks, that's a total of 9 payments. 9 payments total for my new Toyota Corolla hybrid that I bought with 6 miles of 2024. That's 9 payments, right? And I paid that off in 9 months, basically, because like I said, I have about 4 payments left on it. That's for a car. But if we're just talking non-car, non-house, non-medical, and we're just talking consumer piddly stuff, if it can't be paid off in 90 days or less, that is too much money. And that is 90 days comfortably. Not 90 days of beans and rice and we're not going to do anything. It's simply keeping my standard of living and paying all the bills and doing that. 90 days. If I could pay it off, I'm pretty darn comfortable with that. And that's, again, for major purchases. So figure that's about $5,000. $5,000, I can pay that off in 90 days. This guy, the sky is the limit, it appears, and what debt he can run up. And I think a lot of it is he's afraid. He's very passionate about his, hobby. But the problem is he just keeps running up all this debt. And this is going to wind up having him lose his house. He's a good candidate for it.
Josh, zoom out.
Yeah.
Have an out-of-body experience. Look down at Josh from above and tell him debt is not the next answer. Another credit card, a balance transfer, a HELOC is not going to solve Josh's problems.
Mm-hmm.
What you need is income.
Yeah. Has it occurred to you that you need to make more money?
It is I'm sorry for cutting them off, but it is my experience that most self-employed people, they really don't understand what it means when you say you need to make more income. And don't forget, you also need to pay the IRS.
Or spend less.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely need to spend less. But to get out of this, you've got to get some margin.
So what's your total consumer debt?
With the HELOC and the 2 credit cards, without the truck, we're sitting at 130.
Without the truck.
Why'd you say without the truck?
HELOC. Well, yeah, I mean, with the truck, we're paying $600 a month on the truck.
No, what's the total debt?
What is the truck loan left?
About 30 left on the truck.
So we got 160 sitting here. What's the household income?
Correct. We're pushing about $100,000 right now for this year so far.
He's broke. I'm a school teacher on $63,000. He's broke. Absolutely broke. This is a perfect example of someone who makes 6 figures and is living, living that high life of I make money so there are no budget limits.
Okay. So here's the deal. I'm going to move this HELOC into your baby step 6 debt, and I want you to aggressively attack the other 60.
He's not going to do that because he's too busy running up charge cards to do his hobby. I'm not calling it a business, family. It's a hobby.
Using the debt snowball method. Do you have any money in savings?
I do have a cash value life insurance.
No, that's not savings.
It has about 20 grand in it that's available.
So if you surrendered that policy and got out of it, number one, because it's a trash product, what would you get out of it if you surrendered?
I'd probably say, minus their fees and everything, probably about, it's sitting at about 26 right now. So about 20, 18.
Okay. And could that knock out some of those smaller debts you have? Some of the credit card?
That's barely even going to make that's not even going to make a pimple pop in the debt. See, there's the thing. The further in debt you get, the further in debt you get, my feeling is that it gets frustrating. It gets more and more frustrating to pay it off because you can put a large chunk of money towards it and that debt doesn't seem like it's going away. Now, I've said this before, family. Part of what keeps me in control with my money is I think to myself, like I just told you, okay, 90 days. To me, if it takes me 90 days to pay off something, that is a large purchase. And again, we're talking aside from car, house, and medical. Okay, because those are typically big purchases. And I understand for most people, that's going to take longer to pay off. But aside from that, I mean, he just did this on a trucking because he wanted to start a hobby. So you wind up finding that the bigger your bills are, you can put a lot of money towards it. And it's like, geez, it's still six figures or it doesn't even look like it's moved. And this is especially common with student loan debt. Okay, you owe $80,000 on it. You put 10 grand of your hard-earned Uber money or whatever, if you can make 10 grand on Uber after taxes, and it's like I'm still sitting at 70 grand. So for me, one of the things that really keeps me in check when I do something major financially is I ask myself, how many payments do I want to take to pay it off? And what is it going to emotionally do to me to pay it off? My car that I purchased for $26,000 spring of this year, so spring 2024, I purchased it. And I figured around 8 payments. I figured rock bottom of 6 payments if I starved and ate beans and rice. And I kind of knew I'm not willing to do that. But I figured 8 payments would be perfect. And it was perfect. I just simply decided to extend it. But can I emotionally live with that? Oh, yes, absolutely. Because my debt was $26,000. I saved some money for the car. So I took out basically closer to about I think it was about a $19,000 loan, 19, right around there, maybe closer to 18. And then the rest of it, I've just started booking in a few $1,000 a month payments. I can deal with that. What I could not deal with is purchasing a vehicle that was so ridiculously priced for me that I could put $10,000, $15,000 towards it and it wouldn't even feel like a dent. So think about that, family, when you're thinking about how much debt you want to get into, especially, and I repeat, especially for non-major things. It's not putting a roof over your head. A car within reason, all right, because I do see a car as a necessity for most of our life nowadays, but still getting a car within reason. Just ask yourself, if I take out $80,000 loan, say for a student loan or to go against this HELOC, how am I going to feel when I put $15,000 of my hard money towards it and it's still sitting at way above $60,000? You see what I'm saying? It's a way for me to keep myself in check about not taking out too much money. This guy has no emotional budget check. He's just ringing up cash like one of those slot machines that just eats your cash and keeps saying, give me more, give me more. He's treating his house like it's a little slot machine. And he doesn't realize the house always wins.
Yeah, so I only have the 2 credit cards. And I got those credit cards to transfer the HELOC balance over because I
think we're done using the only language. I only have 2 credit. I I think we're done. I don't. There's no more need to
Well,
justify.
I had zero until I got those two. So besides the HELOC.
And here's the deal: you're going to run this business completely debt free.
No, he is not qualified to run a business. When you make these types of decisions, this tells me you do not know how to run a business. That's what it tells me. It doesn't tell me, oh, please start all over and let's do it again. What it tells me is you don't have the education to run a business. So what you probably need to do is close the business down and become learned on how to run a business.
And if you can no longer keep this business running to where it's profitable, we need to find you a better full-time gig.
In other words, you need to become a W-2 employee. All right, folks, don't forget, I'm putting at the end here, I'm going to put up the video I just did, I think it was yesterday or the day before, on the guy who feels like his boss is being a miser because he won't give him a bonus, an annual bonus that they're looking forward to every year. But I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. So make sure you watch that. I'll put that up at the top, and then something wonderful, I'm sure, a second video down at the bottom. I'm so glad you guys were here with me. Well, folks, don't forget to subscribe. My time is up, and so is yours. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.